Hello to everyone. So today our seminar topic is visual light communication. Visual light communication uses visual light as a medium to communicate, or we can say that it uses visual part of the spectrum which is freely available and ranges from 380 nanometer to 750 nanometer as given in figure 2. This part of spectrum becomes more significant as other parts are already being occupied. Also, in this mode of communication, the data rate and bandwidth is very high. Also, we need to know why we need to use visual light communication. The limited radio frequency spectrum put constraints on the increasing demand for connectivity and high capacity. The increase in number of devices accessing the mobile network is the primary reason for drastic increase in data traffic. Also, the online social services such as Facebook and Twitter has further increased mobile data traffic. Apart from spectrum deficiency, RF wireless communication suffer from interference. RF communication have security issues as RF wave can penetrate the wall easily. The increase in RF wave, the transmission power beyond a certain limit results in risk to human health. RF communication suffers from power inefficiency also. Hence, to overcome the drawbacks of RF communication, we use visible light communication. The low bandwidth problem of RF communication is resolved in VLC because of the high bandwidth offered by visual light communication. The VLC receiver only receives signal if they reside in the same room because VLC system cannot penetrate the wall, hence making it secure as compared to RF communication. As the visual light can be used both for illumination and communication, hence in VLC the power required is less as compared to RF communication. Keeping in view the above advantages, VLC is one of the most promising candidates because of its features that we have discussed above.
तो मैं डिस्कस करने जा रहा हूँ हिस्ट्री ऑफ पीएलसी. So in 1790s, first optical fiber is developed in France during French Revolution for the sake of faster and military communication. Further, in 1792, a French scientist Claude Chubb who invented the first visual telegraphy system. After that, the concept of VLC date back in early 88. The concept of VLC date back in early 1880. US military invented a first solar telegraphy system known as heliography, which reflects the light with the help of mirror. First wireless telephone was developed by Alexander Graham Bell, which sent voice signal with the help of light beam, a device named as photophone. Further, in 1930s, Henry Lamb set an image from a bundle of optical fiber. Thus, the idea was given by John Logic Bragg in 1920s. Further, in 1970s, an American multinational company developed a single mode optical fiber. At same duration, gallium arsenide semiconductor laser was developed, which is used for longer distance communication. In 2003, the transmission of data is transferred from LEDs, which was given by Keio University, which is in Japan. In 2011, Li-Fi term was introduced in.
Now I will discuss about the working part of VLC. VLC communication, light communication is a technology that uses visual light to transmit data wirelessly. The basic principle behind VLC is to use light emitting to encode data into light signals and then use a receiver to decode these signals back into data. From the flex we can see that the block diagram of VLC, which includes encoder, modulator, channel, photodetector, demodulator and a signal processing unit. The encoder converts the binary data that is in the form of zeros and ones into signals for modulation. Then the second block, that is modulator, superposes low frequency signals to high frequency for the purpose of wireless communication. Before LED, we should connect the LED driver. LED driver is a self-contained power supply which regulates the power required for LED. It controls change in temperature and other factors. It is of two types, that is internal LED driver and external. After this driver, we should connect a LED which is of type phosphorus or a normal RGB light. Then this emitted light is passed to free space. In the next block, we will discuss about high pass filter that passes signals with the frequency higher than a cutoff frequency and attenuates that signal lower than the cutoff frequency. The next block is voltage amplifier. From the word, we can understand it amplifies the voltage coming from that block. The next block is comparator. Comparator, it compare two signals and pass the signal which has higher frequency.
Now I will tell you about the applications of VLC. As you can see in the flex, there are three main applications. So the first application is Li-Fi, which stands for light fidelity. Li-Fi is a wireless optical networking technology that uses a light emitting diode for data transmission. And now, as you can see, nowadays the IoT is increasing day by day. So it is used in like a refrigerator, ACs, and etc. Li-Fi is more durable, more fast, and it covers more area than Wi-Fi. And moreover, Li-Fi detects fast intensity in daylight and sunlight. Also, Li-Fi is bidirectional in uplink and downlink. And if we compare Li-Fi with Wi-Fi, the speed of Li-Fi is 10,000 times more than the Wi-Fi. Now, I will tell you about the second application of VLC, which is V2V communication, which stands for vehicle to vehicle communication, in which it reduces parking issue, traffic issue, and the number of road accidents. And secondly, it has two ranges: shorter range, longer range. In shorter range, we use ad hoc and sidelink communication, which is less than 1 kilometer. And in this, we use the IEEE 820 protocol. Now I shift to longer range. In longer range, we use 4G to 5G communication techniques, and which is greater than 1 kilometer. It is the combination of DSRC plus GPS technology. In this, DSRC stands for Dedicated Short Range Communication, which has a frequency of 5 to 5.9 gigahertz. And mainly, the V2V communication is used in safety measures like current GPS position, path history, path prediction, vehicle control information like braking status, steering wheel angle. Now I will tell you about the third application of VLC, which is WLAN. It stands for Wireless Local Area Network. It is the wireless computer network that connects two or more devices using wireless communication. Secondly, it is useful when the wiring is expensive and difficult. Also, it is cost effective, flexible, and fast to deploy. These are commonly used in small office networks that link together laptop, computers, smartphone, etc. with the wireless router which links them to the internet.
Now I'm going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of the VLC communication. First one is the capacity. The VLC spectrum has 10,000 more bigger spectrum than the RF communication, and it has much higher speeds up to 100 Gbps. Now I will talk about the availability in some situations like planes or hospitals. RF waves are not suitable at that situation. So we use the visible spectrum such that it might be better for that situation. For example, in hospitals, RF wave can be harmful to the patients. So we use visible communication. It consumes less power. It is much power efficient, and it provides light to the room also. So that's another plus point. Now about the security, it has it is much secure than the RF or any other wireless communication because it has much shorter range. So and also visible light cannot penetrate through walls, so it is much better. It does not pollute, so we can also call it as green technology. Now I will conclude the visible light communication. It has great scope in the field of wireless communication, mainly due to the limitations of RF communication. Also due to the increase in electronics in today's world, it is much needed. The wireless communication is much needed. Therefore, VLC takes place there. Also, because of high demand for the communication and network, basically the high demand of the infrastructure that is required for the communication, it is harder to make it available. Therefore, VLC communication is used, because the visible light is also free. Therefore it is better. Now concluding the various advantages of the VLC communication, we can say that it has a great scope in future and can be implemented worldwide.